Say, well, the law's the law. The British Army pension's not registered under the Superannuation Schemes Act.
Sure.
What's your reaction to that?
Well, my answer to that is the legislation itself has got to be reviewed and changed if necessary, so that all New Zealanders are treated in the same way.
So, is John Wright getting a fair go? Well, when pensioners are means tested to establish how much they have to contribute to full-time nursing care, 50% of any private pension scheme is left untouched, as long as that scheme's registered in New Zealand. But the British Army pension that John's part of doesn't appear to be registered here, so the whole of John's pension is taken into account when Wins works out how much he has to contribute to his wife's care. And the end result is that, in John's case, all his army pension's taken. So, legal it might be, but it doesn't seem right, does it, compared to New Zealand Army pensioners. We put John's complaint in front of the Minister in charge of means testing, Pete Hodgson. His reply?
A British private pension is treated differently from a New Zealand private pension because of the difference in the way the two pensions are taxed over their lifetime. However, the degree of difference surprises me, and it strikes me as potentially unfair. Now, as a result of you raising this matter with me, I've asked officials to research the issue, and I shall provide their advice to your program when it comes to hand.
So, the final chapters to this story is yet to come. John, we've pointed out to the Minister's office that, given you and your wife's age and her health, you don't want to be waiting too long. This situation seems more than potentially unfair to us. It's already hurting, John. We'll keep on the Ministry's back, and if we can get a change, we will. OK, after the ads, some more fine lines from Greg.
Now, what exactly does that phrase mean? I get who the just you bit is. That's me, or possibly you.
You continue to be bemused, bewildered and occasionally belligerent about some of these slogans that advertisers use. So many of you have written in that we now have a third lot of ad lines which the agency creative types think you swallow, but in fact make you choke. Greg.
One man, many appliances and a dark grey suit. And what else would you need? Wellington-based retailer LV Martin & Son can, quite accurately, be called an institution.
Hello, Alan Martin. With TV and appliances, it's the putting right that counts.
They were in business back when colour TV was more about shades of grey.
Buy at LV Martin's and get the LV Martin advantage.
In 2005, plenty has changed. More colour, more appliances and no fetching dark grey suit. But that slogan is still there.
Where it's the putting right that counts.
But Andrew, Esther, David and Jennifer, and a heap more of you besides, wrote in saying roughly the same thing. If LV Martin & Son are promising to put it right before you've even walked into their shop, how much faith does that show in the product they're selling when you walk out of the shop?
Catchy jingles are often used to hide a glaring fact in advertising land, the fact that making sense isn't the #1 consideration. Like this hummable ditty from your self-appointed building partner, Carter's.
Just you and I.
Now, what exactly does that phrase mean? I get who the just you bit is. That's me, or possibly you. But what about the I bit? Is that me or you again? Or is that someone from Carter's? Or is that the person who wrote the jingle or the bloke who's singing the jingle? I mean, are any of them really the best people to help us if we want to whip up a retaining wall?
A couple of quick ones now. Mark of Epsom queried the Fresh Up line.
The bigger the thirst, the better the Fresh Up.
Does that mean the less thirsty you are, the worse the Fresh Up tastes? After a big glass of water, would Fresh Up taste like second-hand mouthwash? And what about this one?
Kills bugs dead fast.
Raid kills bugs dead, eh? As opposed to what? Kills bugs alive or kills bugs happy? A kill bug is just a dead one, isn't it?
Dave of Papamoa has written in to make sure we don't end our little look at those little lines without taking at least some of the heat ourselves. The line that tickled Dave's fancy was one that's sometimes used by a certain Mr. Kevin Milne to end our show.
And we will see everybody next week. Good night.
Dave writes, viewers all over New Zealand will be wondering how you will see them. Bugs planted in our TV sets, perhaps? Actually, no, Dave, it's just a bug planted in your TV set, and frankly, I think you should stop that right now.
As for the others, LV Martin and Son look to be putting a bob each way on their slogan, it's the putting right that counts.
They say while they'd like to think nothing's ever going to go wrong, they live in the real world and things can go wrong. They say, we want our customers to have confidence that if something does go wrong, we will put it right.
We liked Carter's attitude. They admit that you and I isn't grammatically spot on, but point out that nor are plenty of other jingles.
They say their song is a referral to working together. We hope the song shows a bit of attitude and personality while reflecting our values.
SC Johnson are behind Raid. They say they can also see the humorous side of their line, kills bugs dead, for Raid multi-purpose fast kill. Mind you, that little line has a bit of history behind it.
Certainly does. They say kills bug dead dates back to the late 1950s. The brief was to come up with something simple, catchy and memorable.
As for the Fresh Up line, Frucor say when consumers were asked what they thought about Fresh Up, they said it was great for quenching your thirst.
Which must have been a huge relief if they'd answered Fresh Up is great for painting roofs. Heads may have rolled. Frucor say by adapting the old saying, hunger is the best sauce. The thirstier you are, the better your Fresh Up will taste.
Thanks for your mail on this one. Keep it coming.
No, you don't have to keep it coming. I've done 3. I think that's plenty, to be honest.
Contact us by faxing us on, don't listen to Greg, 09916 7170, or find us at tvnz.co.nz. Keyword Fair Go, of course, or write to us at Fair Go, Private Bag, Auckland Mail Centre. And we'll see you next week. Not all of you, just you, Dave. Good night.
Little angels learn good eating habits next. Then